So what the heck is going on in the housing market right now? Why are there so few homes for sale? I get this question on almost a daily basis. What the heck is happening in the housing market? Why is there nothing to buy? If you've been looking for a house over the past few years, you've probably felt the pain of low inventory, little selection, and mad competition for even the homes that might have been less than desirable 5 or 10 years ago. Believe me, as a real estate agent, it's incredibly frustrating for us too. There's nothing we want to do more than help you find and move into your forever home. But there are a lot of forces at work that's making this incredibly difficult for all of us. Let me start with a story. This is loosely based on my family right here in beautiful Morris County, New Jersey. My grandparents, Gwen and John, lived across the street from where I live right now. They had 3 daughters, and their beautiful girls grew up and eventually settled down and started families of their own. Then, another generation later, John and Gwen's grandkids started to settle down and have their own kids. Today, more than 70 years after John and Gwen got married and started their family on 2 acres in Chatham, there are 5 new growing families, including mine, who all need places to live. Think about it. 5 new families from 1. It's a beautiful thing, but logistically, they can't all live in the same house forever. They all need homes of their own. And unfortunately, in the past 70 years, they haven't made more land in northern New Jersey, and the land that's here has become increasingly expensive, as have the homes. So John and Gwen's grandkids, and the grandkids of lots of people in their generation, this is who we call the millennials, have had to explore other options like moving back in with their parents, renting a home or apartment versus purchasing one, or going further afield to find a place to call their own. Basically, there's just not enough houses to go around, especially in highly dense and desirable areas like New Jersey. But why? One of the reasons we're feeling the pain so acutely right now is because of something that happened not so long ago, the housing crash of 2008. Remember that? After the bubble burst, many home builders went bankrupt or out of business or just became much more cautious and conservative in their approach to building homes and communities. As a result, fewer houses were built. Further down the chain, lots of skilled tradespeople found other jobs, which created a large gap in the ability to find and employ people who knew how to build houses. What this means to housing's bottom line? As a result, there were about half as many housing starts from 2010 through 2020 as there were in the previous decade, even as the US population grew more than 7%. Around the same time, 2020, the pandemic hit, and many people started searching for homes with more space, including the millennials, who also just happened to be the largest group of home buyers since the baby boomers hit the market in the 1960s and 70s. All of this math together proves that it's the cliche, perfect storm and a recipe for chaos in the housing market. So how do we fix it? So, some people thought that boosting interest rates would cool the market, and increasing interest rates did cool the market very, very briefly in the fall of 2022. But buyers are back in force this spring, most likely because they realize that even despite higher costs, they still need a place to live. So, other than moving back in with your parents or building another addition on the house you already have, how do we fix this problem on a wider scale? Answers and solutions vary. Some people in towns have proposed new zoning laws to allow for greater density on the scant land we have. But many towns are pretty resistant to adding more people, and especially more school-age students, to overburdened roads, schools, and social services. Still others have proposed more affordable housing to release some of the pressure on existing inventory, but that also often meets resistance. I'll admit it feels like we're a little stuck at the moment, but everything is cyclical. But with that said, I'm especially excited about language in my hometown of Madison's master plan about things like accessory dwelling units, which could help expand options available while diversifying the market for renters and providing incentives and supplemental income for homeowners. There are other things in the works too. And as the population grows in both the best Jersey burbs and nationally, we'll need to think more creatively and constructively to help solve the housing shortage. Our kids and our grandkids deserve our efforts, don't you think? What would you suggest to help solve this problem now and 50 years from now? Thanks for tuning in today. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. This is Meg Mullen with Coldwell Banker, proudly representing and selling the best Jersey burbs. Have a great day.